Well, hi everybody, and today we're just going to continue with that cupboard repair to see how it's all working. What I can say is that the epoxy has sat overnight. I've pre-drilled the little holes there, and the screws have gone in and gripped rather well, so everything's looking pretty good on that hinge front. And it's a question now of reattaching and adjusting the door so that it works well and lines up. I haven't done that yet, but just to show you the hinge there, that's all on there really nicely. No worries with that coming off anytime soon. But let's get on with reattaching the door and getting it all adjusted. So here we are. This is the cupboard door, and we've got to get these hinges back on and all lined up. And that, I think, putting the door back on is the simple bit. I might make it look more difficult than it actually is, because I'm trying to keep out of the way of the camera. There we go. So that's the door back on. The screws are not tightened up at all, but let's just see how that closes. And that's not a bad lineup. It needs to be drawn in there. That's about the right place. So with the hinges pushed right in and not tightened up at all, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to tighten up that holding screw. I'm sure tightening those up actually twists and turns the door. You see, that is now not as quite as lined up as I would want it to be. So this is where I struggle, because the bottom is out too far, and I think that's because of that screw there. That's got to go back in and really tighten this one back up. Not sure about that one, but we'll do the similar to that, see how we go. Yeah, so it's lining up on this side, not bad, and the level all looks fine there, but it's jutting out a bit too far at the bottom. And let me just take you down to show you what that's like. So, I don't know if you can see there, it's quite a big gap. And when I put my finger there, you can see that there is that sort of, and that sort of goes away as you go to the top. That lip goes away, so the bottom of that door has to go that way, I think. So but then you see that would actually so if I take the door that way, it's going to close that gap up. And that's what I mean about the complex nature of how all this works together. And I think it's just a question of me twiddling around until it feels about right. See, that just it isn't right, because there's something, yeah, and it's that sort of thing there that's stopping it. Yeah, and now it's rubbing at the top because I've moved that out, and it won't actually shut at the top unless I pull it down, and that is right out. So that's a really bad adjustment there. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to get on and readjust this, and I'll let you know how I go on. Okay, so it's weird because I've got the cupboard about right. There's a very, very tiny lip at the bottom. Weirdly, rather than moving the bottom hinge that way, you need to move the top hinge out to move that bottom in. Now, bearing in mind there's a hinge top and bottom, and if you move that one out, you'd expect it to push the top of the door out, wouldn't you? But it doesn't. It actually moves the bottom of the door in, and it's not pivoting on anything. I find it really weird that that's how things work. And we've got more or less a good gap down there, and more or less a reasonable gap down there. It's a bit further out there than I would want it to be if it was absolutely spot on perfect. But do you know what? That's going to be good enough for me. So that's the DIY done for today. If you've enjoyed this and the previous one, even if you don't agree with my methods or the materials I'm using, maybe give us a thumbs up, or if you don't like any of it, give us a thumbs down. I don't mind which it is, but it just does allow us to know that what you're feeling. If this is your first time here at the Happy Travellers travel channel, then why not consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button just down there. And if you want to be a super subscriber, ring that bell and we'll send you a reminder every time we upload a new video. We, the Happy Travellers, travel around the UK and Europe in our motorhome, living pretty much full time in the motorhome, which is an auto trail Comanche, which we call Nikita Chloe. It's me, Steve, my wife Wendy, and our little dog Pippin. So if you want to keep up with our journey, keep on watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye for now.